What's going on, everybody? This is John O'Connor behind the Barricade, and I'm with
Daniel Tao.
and 3 of the 4 members of When Thieves Are About. What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Well, that was very enthusiastic.
Yeah, Alfredo looks like he wants to be here.
Sorry about that.
Alfredo's on his phone.
Yeah, my bad. It's
Got like
just
80 notifications to go through.
Wow, 80? I'm lucky if I get like 1 or 2 a day. Oh shit, notification. Your mom liked it.
It's a shitty invite.
Right? Oh god.
Please like my band. No.
Right.
Next.
No, that's how he keeps up the average response time of like under 7 seconds on the Facebook messages.
Yeah, when did that start?
I don't know. I just noticed
I
that
don't
too.
know. He's fucking killing it though, man. Like can I say fuck?
Yeah.
No, you can't say fuck, you fucking idiot.
Fuck.
Yes,
That's
you
awesome.
said it like 8 times, so I guess just do whatever.
We just can't be racist.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
can't be racist at all.
no.
All right.
I mean, I guess you could be racist against white people.
So, guys, thanks for the interview. It's been great. Okay.
Fucking racist bassist over here.
Racist bassist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm not really
You should change your
racist,
name right now.
guys.
Racist bassist.
Yeah. So every time I play bass, just kidding. I get a little racist.
Jesus Christ. So you guys are now writing your third EP as a band? Or is it a full
It's a
length?
full length.
Oh, it's a
We're
full
going
length.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Actually, we don't even know yet. We're still writing
Yeah.
music.
We'll come up with a title probably 5 minutes before release.
No, we'll probably mull over things. It's just that
Racist bassist. There you go.
Yes.
That's the title.
it might only appeal to certain crowds. I don't know. And that album art would depend on that. If you go with the name racist bassist.
Well, there's a few ideas you can
So what's
throw in
that
there.
like? How would you come up with the name of an EP? Just by the lyrics in the songs, or like you said, the album art? What would you?
Probably the
Oh,
overall
there's the
theme.
notifications.
Hit up those
Just
messages.
at 82.
It's kind of funny. It's actually Josh, our drummer, and he's going, "Hey, I just remember the podcast. How's it going?" So
We're recording right now.
there you go.
Put him on speaker.
Tell him his dings are. Tell him he's famous. His notifications are on. Are immortalized.
Yes,
on the
33,000 something people are going to listen to his dings.
Yeah.
His dings.
Things.
So what would you? How would you come up with the title?
It'll definitely be based off like lyrics.
Song titles.
Overall theme, I
Yeah,
guess.
overall theme. Like the way we did Senescence was. We got the idea for Senescence. A friend of ours, actually the guy who we gave us the idea to for like 30 Stones. He's an earth science major, so he came up with this this idea. He was like, I've been learning a thing about like the process that goes on like when the leaves fall off the trees or whatever. This is like real artsy shit, guys.
I'm bored already.
I know. Right?
It sucks.
I'll get racist. Just put your hands up and I'll make it really interesting. When
Ding, ding, ding.
No, he came up with the idea. He was like, I learned about the process of like the leaves falling off the trees, and it's called leaf senescence. And I thought it would be a cool idea to like theme like an album using that theme of like senescence, the process of aging. And a lot of the songs that we had written were like, early mid-20s and like going through things like unique experiences, and it's like a weird fucked up place to be, and you're trying to figure out like you're trying to stand on your own 2 feet, and you're trying to figure out like where you kind of belong, and and that was where that whole thing came from. Like
You're really like learning about yourself. I feel like, like you're really trying to learn a lot more about what you feel like. You know what I mean? Yeah.
True.
But
So do you keep your lyrics kind of in the same theme, or do you just whatever's in your head you're gonna just roll with that idea?
That's
for
what
the-
it usually is. Usually it's like, I feel like whatever rolls in my head, I usually try to just flow with that, or just see what... what I've noticed, like, whenever we do write music, I notice, like, we're in the middle of the process of writing, and we'll be listening to a certain part, and it feels like the end of that part has to end with, like, an ooh over an ah. You get me?
That's just you. But we go with it.
no, I'm with that too. You just go with it. You go with it.
You
He's
go
a trooper because we're very anal and be like, dude, it needs to be ending with like a bleh.
Yeah. It has
It's
to be like a
what fucking
bleh.
word ends in a bleh. You know what I mean? And Mike is just there. He's a trooper. He's like,
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm down for like let's just come up with the right line. And I got like a fucking like rhyming dictionary out and all this shit, and a thesaurus and like.
But of course, that's the
bad
same thing,
relation
though.
record.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, I mean, dude, when I write lyrics, it's how I come up with the wording. I'll come up with a sentence and that word, I got to take it out, but use a thesaurus or a dictionary, and I'm like, now that's badass. All these words I would have never thought of if I didn't use those tools. But
Did you end up writing any of the TFL songs?
yeah, Pipeline, I wrote that whole song.
Lyric wise?
Yeah, I wrote the
shit.
lyrics, the melody, the guitar, the drums, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I don't let anybody else write my drum parts.
anyone could know that.
Yeah.
God,
I am the drummer of my band, if you don't know. Or my band that doesn't exist anymore, basically.
Well,
This is getting sad.
Oh,
all
right, guys, we're done. Bye.
Yes. So you guys are on Manic Kat Records,
Yes.
and how's things going with them?
Doing good. You know, they're nice guys. Everything's great. They represent us pretty well, I believe.
Our representative is the man,
Yeah.
What are you
Chris.
talking about, Chris?
John Cena.
What do they? So since you're a part of a label, what do they provide that helps you out that you would have to normally provide?
They're recording
yourself?
us for free.
Really?
All right, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it actually it sounds in my opinion like really legit,
Yeah,
and it
I
hasn't
agree
even
too.
been mastered.
Do they
yet.
give you a timetable? Like, we're recording a record, you have to finish it by such and such date, or
No,
They haven't
no.
been super strict with it, but I think the slower we are, the more strict they're gonna
get.
start
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
But you haven't reached that level yet.
Well,
Not quite.
not
No.
quite.
No.
It'll-
Getting there though.
do they use a specific studio, or do you just
They have two different studios. One is like when we're recording for free, they go to the house studio, which is
Alright.
basically more Pete's garages.
Mhm.
But it has nice sound.
But it actually has an extremely
good
nice
sound.
sound.
Yeah.
I have to. Yeah, it's really, really good.
one of my records was recorded in a basement, but like the kid just knew what he was doing and had equipment. But
And which record would that be?
my band, Subject to Failure, which you probably never heard before.
I heard the name numerous times.
Yeah, but it's another situation where the lead guitarist and lead singer kind of ruined it. But
He made it subject to failure.
yeah, basically that's why I came up with the title. I came up with that title basically for that reason. Basically, Subject to Fail.
And that had nothing to do with AOM or anything.
No, but it was. I mean, for me, it wasn't like that, but it kind of turned out the same way. They're both similar.
They were both subject.
Yeah, basically.
Subjects.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. Let's continue with your band. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Oh. So you guys have a show coming up at the Red Buddha Lounge, is it?
Yes,
And-
in Lyndhurst.
Is that a strip club?
No, but it
Sounds
should be.
like it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's definitely
Like the
sounds
Blue Room is
like it.
right next door to a strip club.
Yeah, the Blue Room in Seacock.
Whenever you
But the Blue Room would seem more like the strip club name, not AJ.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mary J's, right? AJ's?
Yeah, AJ's, I think.
Like, oh wait, this isn't a strip club? No, this is the venue. That's next door.
AJ sounds more like a burger joint.
What's a pizza place by me?
AJ's
AJ's
you know
Pizza?
what I mean?
Yo,
AJ's
hey,
Pizza. It sounds like a pizza.
Maybe
burger.
Yeah.
we're trying to call it BJ's, but they just changed the letter.
They're like, guys.
Damn,
this
BJ's is taking
we
fuck.
gotta call it AJ's. Like ass jobs.
Ass
They're like, yeah.
yeah, I'm down for ass jobs,
Yeah.
man. Give me that.
Wait, you can't call it Ass Jobs Pizza? Fine, let's just go AJ's. They never know the difference.
Ass jobs pizza. Oh my god.
All right, it's a little off topic, but
Yeah, who gives a shit? This whole show is off topic.
Topics are overrated.
yeah.
To answer your question, yes, it is a strip club.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, it's a
there are
failed
not-
bar in Lyndhurst.
Yeah, it failed over and over again under different names.
They're trying to unfail it.
So
Is it a venue with a bar inside, or no? They just
Yeah, supposedly.
really?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a nightclub, right?
It used to be a couple of other clubs before it changed into.
It was at least like 5 or 6.
Well, but I remember
At
back in the day, it
least.
used to be the Groove when I was like.
Groove.
Yeah, remember that? I was like 13.
I went to a birthday party at the Groove.
At the Groove.
Yeah, Groove.
Let's go to the Groove.
So what do you do? What do you do for shows now that you're on a label? Do you have to bring people and sell tickets, or they just book a show and you just show up and play?
To be quite frank, I don't think I've sold a ticket. I think, or maybe like, what was the last time we sold tickets?
You're not
Such gold.
required to.
But before that, and that was a year ago. Oh man, well,
So you don't-
we haven't sold tickets.
So you don't play shows
They haven't
that
actually.
often,
The
or
label hasn't found us any shows.
Oh,
They haven't
right.
gotten to see shows. It's not technically their job. I think they're going to try to at some point.
So if you booked your own show, you'd have to basically follow the
If they
venue
book the
rules.
show,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
venue rules, yeah. If
But if
want
they
to sell
booked you a
tickets, they sell tickets. If they don't,
But if they booked you a show, you wouldn't have to sell anything.
No, I don't think so. Because think about all the arcade shows that we played, they put on for us. We haven't had to sell
that's true.
anything.
They did put those. On.
The one that we played in New York with Rob, we didn't sell anything for that one, and that was the last show we played when I was extremely sick. We were also. This is like the weirdest thing. I would have had like the worst like sickness these like 3 to 4 days, and like I had a fever. I couldn't do anything. All right, let's just put it that way. And we had a show on this certain day, and I showed up so sick still, and we had to play the show. And then I asked Ryan, and Ryan's like, "Dude, I'm super sick too." And then I look at Mike. Mike's like, "Yeah, I'm super sick too." And I look at Josh. I was like, "Yeah, I'm like really sick, man." So we all played the show like extremely sick. It was very interesting.
I got sicker.
Yeah, I did.
I think I caught all your colds at the same time, like all
Ugh.
your different fucking cold strands.
You got hepatitis C.
I might as
You got
well
all
have
mixed together,
And Z.
right?
Z.
So how often do you play shows?
I
On
feel like
average, maybe like 2 to 3 times a month, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it goes like up and down. Like we get really busy for a little bit, and then like, I mean, with the exception of like we're coming out of the holidays or whatever, and I'm adjusting to a new schedule. I got a new job and all that stuff.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Moving on. We haven't really gotten together as much as we, I think, would have liked to. But even when we're not playing, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not busy.
How
Like,
often do you practice?
we were on a good streak for a little bit. We were practicing at least once a week. Well, yeah, like full
Twice.
band once a week, and then getting together like once or twice a week to write.
Yeah.
And I'm always bouncing.
That's what it
ideas
usually is
around
right now.
online. Yeah.
So if you weren't writing, how many days a week would you be practicing?
Like
just
twice.
one. I think just one.
I
Probably.
think like twice. Because it would be Friday, and then at night we would rent a place. That's what we originally had, and we weren't writing.
Yeah, I mean, usually there's like some kind of system though that happens. Like, actually, okay, so I was working a warehouse gig for a little bit, and Mike sent a video of a song on YouTube. We have like our own we have like a YouTube account that we can all log into, so we can only see the
And it's
video.
private.
The private, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
So I downloaded it on my iPod. I would be working the warehouse and I'll have an ear in, and I would just like mull over everything, and then I showed up. Mike and I hung out like a week later, and we went over the parts, and there were a lot of ideas there. So like even when we're not necessarily, and then like I work on lyrics on the side. We all work on lyrics on the side. So even when we're not necessarily together, like there's always like progress like being made.
Yeah, and I feel if you play shows like 2 or 3 times a month, that's additional practice.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah,
I mean, and the thing is too, like when you're playing shows that are in your area all the time, it's like you're just saturating your market so much that it's just like
Of course.
there's no one fucking coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't play to the same fucking like the same set to the same people. I mean, the label's excited that like we're working on new music and stuff, but they don't want us to play the new songs out. Like
Yeah.
there's one song like we kind of not that we slipped it by them. We were still like in the works with them, like working on a contract while we were finishing the song. So it kind of like it's like, all right, we'll play it out. It's cool. Like no, they don't care, and we love to play it, so it's fine. But besides that, like we're not gonna play anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you play the same set over and over. It's like, fuck.
I'm kind of excited though to like reveal it all one time though. I'm afraid of that.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
am
be a fucking
too.
blast.
I am too, because you know what happens, man. Like you guys know, you're in band. You're writing and like progressively writing through new material, and you're playing a new song out. Like, oh, this song is just ready to play. We're gonna play it out today. Oh, this song is just ready to play. Like and you gradually just are playing, and it's just there's no like leap into like something like new, fun, and interesting.
Yeah.
You just like you play a song, we got a new song. Cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That'll be new for us. Yeah, that'll definitely be new for us.
So, do you have like a timetable set up as to when the new full length is coming out?
Based
I
on
hate
what the
these questions.
based on what the label's saying.
probably like maybe like May.
At least be in the studio by May. I mean, they really want to have something to push for the summer. Be it a single or something. Which I mean, we do have a single. Super proud of it. I think it sounds like really good. And
Sounds
these guys are great. But they want to have something for us to support. Like if we go out
Yeah, because they technically don't even have like anything to really support a song right now. I mean, like
we put out Senescence right before we signed with them, and they don't really want to push that. You know what I mean? They're excited for us, but it's not their prerogative.
They can't make money on it.
Well, yeah, of
It is
course.
what it is.
So how did they contact you anyway?
what happened was, well, we were recording our music video for 30 Stones.
Mhm.
And in the middle of recording the video, I had a friend of mine, his name was Brian Provost. We asked him if he could be in our video because we wanted him to be the police officer in the video that stops the show. Cause
Of course, yeah.
You know, we were fucking up everything or whatever, whatnot. But he came and he brought his friend Chris with him. And his friend Chris happened to be a representative for Manic Kat Records. And he came just to, like, be in the video. Just to be in the video, because his friend was like, oh, just come and be in this video. He didn't even know who we were. So he was like, all right, cool. So he showed up, and he liked it a lot. You know what I mean? He actually liked the song a lot and stuff. And when he got there, I recognized him because I met him once beforehand. He was at a party that I met with my friend Brian.
Mhm.
And yeah, so he just really liked the way everything was. He took one of our CDs and he brought it over to the main guy who works at Manic Kat Records. He's the owner, Pete, and he enjoyed it and he got in contact with us through Chris. Chris hit me up on Facebook. He just added me on Facebook one day and he was like, "Hey, listen, by any chance you guys signed to anything?" And I was just like, "Well, not really," you know, because we were working with somebody else. And,
Yeah, didn't you have a label like a while ago? Like
Yeah.
a smaller.
Yeah, let's just not get into that one, all right?
Well, the answer is yes. It's it.
It'll be fun.
All right.
They're out of business anyway, right?
I don't know if they're out of business or not.
Were they ever in business?
Were they ever in business?
Yeah,
That's the real
that's
question.
actually a real
Don't
question.
stop.
Yeah, I mean, we were working with these guys. It just like we never signed anything with them. We started working, and it didn't work musically, and that's really all there is to it. So, which kind of worked out for the better because I don't know what we would be locked into now with these other guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I know we haven't put anything out yet under Manic Kat, but just like the whole team, like they're a fucking team. They
Yeah.
really are a
Yeah,
team.
they're a
Like,
team.
They're just super like genuine people. Like they're very. I appreciate that anything they tell us or any ideas or creatively or just like anything pertaining to the band. Like they lay everything out for us on the table. There's no passive aggressive attitudes and no egos or any of that shit.
Yeah, also,
They're
like,
cool.
yeah, they give us, like, ideas. They give us ideas, and here's the most important thing to me, is that they give us ideas, and if we like them, cool. If we don't like them, they're like, okay.
You can work with them.
They can work with it, too. And I feel like, you know, every time that they throw out an idea, and if I didn't like their idea, they were totally fine with it. And every time that they did throw out an idea that I enjoyed, they were fine with that, too. They were cool. And they gave us their personal opinions about our ideas, but they understood our ideas, I feel like, as well. So that's something really good because, like, for example, to everyone out there who knows 30 Stones, the music video that we made, and our single off of Senescence, that song in our last label that we were working with, they wanted to make the guitars all clean guitars. And they wanted to change the style of the song in general, totally around, because there was too many songs on the album that were like there was too much distortion. They were saying there was
Too much.
It was like the song needed to be changed differently, and we didn't agree with it. We're like, no, we can't do that. That's not the way the song was written. It wasn't written to do that. And the exact words were from the gentleman who owned the other one, which I don't even consider him a gentleman, but anyway, he said,
I'm trying to keep neutral terms, man.
"No, screw that. You know what? This guy can eat my butthole." I'm gonna say that.
Oh,
right now.
whoa. Fighting
This guy can
words.
eat my butthole twice, 3 times actually.
Yeah.
3 times a lady,
I
yes.
think you're gonna enjoy it.
I'll drink
No,
to that.
maybe.
2 or 3 times.
All right.
Enjoy it.
But no, seriously, like, we didn't like his idea, and he freaked out about it, and he said it's either his way or no way. So I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to work. And you know, like little things like that. Like another thing, like we wrote a song, all right, and
Now,
You
this
did?
This
Good
is
for
the
you.
previous label you were talking about?
yes, and then like we wrote a song, and the song had a piece that was missing from it from the beginning because it bounced the wrong way. And I told the guy that he needed to put that in the song because, you know, that was the way I wrote the song, and there's lyrics that's going to be going with it. You
Yeah.
know? And he said, "No, don't worry about it. We'll just completely cut it." And I'm like, but no, man, we gotta write that part. He's like, well, that means we're gonna have to re-record it. And if it means I have to re-record it, that means I have to plug everything back in. And if I have to plug everything back in, I'm just letting you know right now, we're cutting the session right now. And I'm like, we have the whole day. I'm like, this is like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You said we can practice until 10. We can record until 10 o'clock at night, but because we don't want to do something your way, you're gonna cut the thing.
You're gonna be an asshole about it.
Right there, that's grammar school baby bullshit. So, eat my butthole, dude.
Dude.
I hope you hear me.
That's so funny that happens in the studio. I mean, it didn't happen, we didn't get that backlash, but with me, it was almost like, oh, you listen to the track, and I'm sitting there, where'd that drum thing go? Or you don't hear that? I just don't get. Like, I feel like if I was recording someone else's band, I would immediately know, like, those drums are messed up, or this part doesn't seem like, or there's a part that was cut. It's so funny that it happens in recording that.
We're talking about REP?
Yeah.
Well, I
so
don't
many
think
times-
Jonathan was a drummer.
No.
Because you picked up on like some of the weirdest shit.
Yeah, but he wasn't. But I mean, if you're recording drums or you're recording guitar, I would think you would know, that something was missing or something was not sounding the way it should.
Oh, that's very strange, but
Yeah.
anyway, so let's get into the history of what Thieves Are About.
There's a lot of butthole eating.
Yes.
Right?
Besides that,
there was a lot of butthole eating at one point. I'm going to call that the butthole eating era. At first, it was like really good. Everything was great, and then there was butthole eating. And then we got out of the butthole eating, and then it turned into tossed salad. And after that, it was just like, and trust me, you guys know the tossed salad era. You're right. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, you're not literally talking like a lot of butthole eating and tossing of salads. You're just metaphorically coming up with that.
But right now, when after all the buttholes and salads, there's grass on the other side of the butt cheeks.
Oh, God.
So
Can you keep your metaphors consistent? Getting lost.
I'm so confused right now.
no, but go ahead.
I was there from the beginning. I don't remember any of that.
Brian, you're the last person to not remember butthole eating and tossing of salads. I'm sorry.
It's because he was asleep.
No, he was wide awake for that. He pretended to be asleep.
okay, so you guys were known as a band called Biofeedback and not Biohazard.
Yes.
Actually, my first time seeing you guys was at Starland Ballroom opening up for Powerman 5000.
Oh,
And that-
baby.
And that was with Nick Iea, and I know Alfredo remembers him very well.
Yes. Yeah, man. I used to work with Nick.
In Staples.
Staples,
That
yeah.
was the first time I met you.
That was
Indirectly.
Yeah, that was, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That was, wow.
Almost 10 years ago. That was 06, 07. It was college for me.
Yeah, same here. It's college years.
Yeah.
The
You went
good
to
years.
Rutgers.
Yeah, I went to Rutgers, New Brunswick. Are you, baby? Are you?
So how did
Am I
you?
what?
Phi Capital, man. That's what it's all about.
You're actually a legend down at Rutgers.
What happened?
I said, you are a legend down at Rutgers.
You're hysterical, dude.
How am I hysterical?
You're talking-
You have a sandwich named after you.
I think
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I actually
The
do.
Alfredo?
Yeah, the Fat Fredo, which is originally called the Fat Phi Capital, but I called it AKA Fredo because I didn't know if I was gonna I don't know if I was gonna get into the fraternity just yet.
Oh, this was before.
Yeah, this was before I got into the fraternity. It was something. It was a task that we had to do. And I was the one who completed it, but I was the one who had the opportunity to name it whatever I wanted. That was on me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna name it the Fat Phi Capital because that's what they wanted. But I also put AKA Fredo, so
Just
in case you can name it either one.
But your picture is up on that truck.
Yeah, up on the truck. Yeah.
I believe your picture shows up on an episode of Man vs. Food.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Dude,
does.
that's awesome.
Yeah. I have a lot of people there.
Do you get that royalties?
No,
I don't even think that truck gets the royalties.
But yeah, it's true. But the cool thing is every time I go there, they not all the time, but they always look at me. Well, yeah, every time. Either I have to buy my sandwich and then they'll give me a free drink, or
That's it?
Yeah, or they'll give me my sandwich for free sometimes.
All right, yeah, that I understand.
Yeah, that's happened before. But yeah, so back to the biofeedback. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, man, our show at Power 5000 at Starland Ballroom. That was a good time.
How did you get that show?
Butthole eating.
Dirty sweaty money.
Yeah, butthole eating. A lot of it.
Sweaty 19-year-old money.
Yeah.
Well, how many tickets did you have to sell for that? Because I know Starland, it was a minimum of 60 or 75.
Oh.
This was going back a cute couple of years. So before that,
Wow, I was thinking like $1.50,
$150.
It
right?
was 150.
150. Oh my god.
Dude, just
God,
think
dog.
about how much money they're making off that.
Well, how much
But we
money's
did-
going to Power Man?
We made a lot of money, right? We got a lot of money back for that, which bought us T-shirts and stuff.
So how many did you sell out of the 150?
All of them.
You sold all 150.
Yeah, of course.
Holy crap! Don't say of course like it's nothing.
I think
That's impressive.
To be quite honestly, Ryan, like you have to back me up on this. When we were selling tickets as biofeedback, and even a lot of times as when Thieves Are About too, we usually sell out our tickets. You mean? But that's when we were like extremely hungry. You mean?
On those big ticket shows, like they promise you, like if you like, they give you ticket minimums, and I mean we've gotten to play with like some really cool bands.
Mm-hmm. Good exposure too.
I think the one time that, and I hope you don't mind me saying that, like we bit off a little bit more than we could chew was we played a show with Comeback Kid, and I remember being really excited for it because like Alfredo and I are huge Comeback Kid fans.
Likewise.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking awesome.
They're awesome.
They've been putting out consistently great music for years. I was like really stoked about it, but shit, man. And then we're like, fucking 75 tickets, like no big deal. We got it. It's in the bag, And I remember the day of the show just being like, fuck, man, we only sold like 60 tickets or 62 tickets, and we got to come
That's
up
still
with
very good.
fucking, dude. But I mean, you got to come up with the minimum, and because you could burn the bridge and be like, yeah, we'll just give them money for 60 tickets and fuck it.
Yeah.
But then,
And that was down in Trenton, right?
No.
further,
That was
man.
in Violence.
Vinland,
Yeah, but-
Hangar 84.
Yeah,
Yeah,
84.
dude, yeah.
I remember
Well, the thing is that check this out. Here's one thing that also killed it for us. We had a show with Census Fail there, all right? And we had to sell about 150 tickets for that show, and we sold them out. You know what I mean? So they were like, "Yo, you get on any show you fucking want next time." And we're like, "All right, fine." They offered us Comeback Kid, and they were like 75. I was like, "That's so much better than 150." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the problem was all those tickets we sold for 150. All the people that we sold them to knew how far the show was, so they were just like, "Dude, like,
Fuck
love
that.
you, but I'm not gonna go down that
Yeah.
far just to go see you guys and Comeback Kid." And I'm like, "But it's Comeback Kid," you know what I mean? But they're like, not really. I don't know. I guess they're not really into that type of music either. You know what I mean? Because they're a little bit different than us.
No, yeah.
So they're like, oh, or probably weren't really heard of because they're very undergroundish
I
at the
mean,
time. You know what I mean?
Census Fail, like, I mean, we like, all our friends grew up with Census Fail.
Yeah,
I
New
feel like
Jersey
that's an
Records.
easier band to sell than Comeback Kid.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that was the one time that we did, like, we were like, all right, like, we gotta be very selective about what we do as far as tickets go. And we haven't sold, like, a big ticket thing like that, I think. Like, the last one we sold big tickets for was a Wilhelm Scream, I think.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really all that
That wasn't
much.
a lot. Yeah. It was like, what, like 50?
Yeah, it was, and they weren't too tough to get rid of because it was right there in the city, and they were playing with, who fucking played that show? It was
It was
like,
Rain Dance.
oh yeah, oh
Rain
yeah,
Dance.
shit, never mind, yeah. So it was like other bands that.
What venue was that at?
The
What-
studio at Webster
Yeah,
Hall.
studio.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if you could sell tickets for like say if you played with Census Fail, if you could sell that, not black market, but on your own for like StubHub or
So,
eBay, and like that's how you would sell your band's tickets.
Well,
Because I mean, say there's probably a lot of people that would want to go to a Census Fail show in New Jersey. So if you sold it on like StubHub yourself, you probably could get rid of them that way. I've never thought of that before.
No, we actually tried doing that for Alien Ant Farm.
Really?
Like, even though we sold the shit out of that,
Mhm.
I actually put it up on eBay and StubHub.
And it didn't work.
You
Yeah,
guys
no,
played
Mike.
the
Well, that's
Alien
also-
Farm show at Stanhope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was us.
Really?
Yeah.
Alien Ant Farm and Hip PE. We were right before Hip PE.
Nice.
I heard
Yeah.
there was some drama going down.
No, that was the Traps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right-
what the hell is
oh,
that story?
No, dude,
We're not going to get into it, or we're going to get
we
into
went
it?
over this so many times on the podcast. I feel like we can't.
It's almost after.
Yeah. I will.
Yes.
All right, so let's start rapid fire
Well,
question.
Well, but you said. All right, so
What did I say?
back to the biofeedback
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, there we go.
The history.
We
Yes.
keep on strolling off like the internet. You mean like you're looking at the internet and then you look at
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube.
we just did like 7 clicks to Jesus. You ever
Yeah.
played 7 clicks to Jesus on
No.
Wikipedia? Yeah, you could get to Jesus through Wikipedia links, with 7 clicks like into other things. Like
So him and Kevin Bacon are the only two, right?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that. Yeah, 7 clicks to Jesus. Late night games. Like when I worked late night shift and I was like all hopped up on like espresso till like 6 or 7 in the morning. I used to play 7 clicks to Jesus all the time. It's harder than you think,
Literally.
but it's anyway.
So basically,
So biofeedback.
yeah. So this band, when we were in biofeedback, it consisted of myself, Ryan. We're the ones who started the band.
So this is a different band. It's not the same, just with a different name, or
That's what it was.
Can you let them tell the story, Dan?
So
Oh, you should tell them the story about the desktop. I think it's really cute.
the desktop story.
Yeah. Tell them the desktop story. It's what everyone's been waiting for.
Now that you teased it.
I just moved into Lyndhurst, all right, and I'm hanging out, and like this is my first time in the high school, and I sat down. Was it? Did I start this?
I don't know who started it.
Well, someone started, but let's just pretend like I started.
You started,
all right?
yeah.
Let's just get it going because I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But I sat down and I doodled on the desk.
doodled.
Rebel.
I like that.
Doodled.
He's such a rebel doodling.
Some punk rock doodle feety.
Yeah, I was doodling.
Doodle feeding.
Doodle feedy,
Not quite spray paint, but
but not quite feedy.
he cracked himself up.
He really did.
Sorry. So what happened was I was sitting at the desk and I wrote a band name. That's what I did. I wrote like a punk band name.
So let's go with NoFX.
No, because he wrote No Effects. I remember that.
Definitely.
Yeah, he wrote No Effects. I know this for a fact because I believe. What did you see, Ryan? Like
I don't know. Somebody put like a Pennywise logo. Somebody put like a Black Flag logo. Somebody drew a minor threat sheep.
Did it all start off with an anarchy sign on like?
Oh, it was an anarchy sign. Yeah.
Wasn't it an anarchy sign? I think there was an anarchy sign on. I think I drew one on. I drew it, or I don't know who drew, but one of us drew it.
Yes.
I think it was me. And then the next day I show up, and there was a band name under it, and I was just like, oh. So then I replied back, and I wrote like the Casualties, and then like I came back the next day, Minor Threat was on there. I was like, all right, and then I wrote like Dead Kennedys. You know what I mean? And then like I came back, and dude, it was like this for like 2 or 3 weeks, and the whole fucking desk was just filled with like punk bands, like just like ridiculous, like all filled. And then one day I just show up, like the next day after it's like all packed and filled up. The desk was like cleaned off. I was like, there was like nothing on the desk. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, whatever. And then I started writing a band name again, and then he would write another band name again. And we would just be going back and forth, back and forth, back and
Yeah,
forth.
I mean, I don't think like either of us were like totally clueless as to who it was. I mean, we're really only 2 people like wearing like
Punk shirts.
in
That's
school.
cool.
This was Lyndhurst High?
Yeah. But he prompted me in a hallway, and
We were walking. I remember that. We were walking by, and I go, hey, you. He looks at me. He's like, what's up, man? And I go, do you listen to, like, punk rock music? And he goes, yeah, man. Like, I'm like, what kind of bands do you listen to? And he's like, I listen to, like, NoFX. I listen to, like, Lagwagon. And I was like, that's awesome, man. And he's like, I listen to, like, Gorilla Biscuits and all that stuff. I was like, dude, that's great. I'm like, I listen to the same shit as you. I'm like, you want to come over to my house and we'll chill? He's like, yeah, sure, dude. And he came over.
So this was the
We rode skateboards.
butt eating and the
then-
salad, the tossing the
The
salad.
whole
Yeah.
came after.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how we met each other. And then basically, like, I was already in another band, like, in North Bergen, where I originally came from. Before that, I moved around a lot. I lived in Jersey City, and then I moved to North Bergen. But anyway, I was in a band, I was playing there, but I wasn't able to get there, because at the age, you're young, you don't drive, you know what I mean? Like, so you're like, all right, whatever. So I started a band here with Ryan. Ryan wanted to play music. You know what I mean? Like, Ryan was very like, I want to learn how to play something, blah, blah. I'm like, so what do you want to play, bro? And he goes, I want to learn how to play the bass. And I was like, why? Why do you want to play the bass? Because usually people don't ever really say that. You know what? If I'm going to start off with an instrument, like, you know what I mean? I want to learn something. Because he couldn't play anything at first. And
He sucked is basically
but
what
the
he's
thing
saying.
is, it's to me, like, everybody always wants to, like, pick up, like, either the guitar or either, like, either the guitar or like the drums, but like he picked up the bass. He's like, I want to learn how to play the bass. And I was like, why do you want to learn how to play the bass? Because he wants to be just like Matt Freeman, he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I was like, all right, cool, man. So he would come over and I show him like little simple things here and there. I still have some recordings of you that I would love to show you, man. You would just die laughing. But yeah, I showed him like simple things here and there, and then one day he just comes up to me, he goes, because he had a really good ear. Like right away, I was like, yo, blah blah. Like you just gotta like, I used to tell him, I was like, you gotta listen to something. If you know the notes right here, remember Ryan? Like you know the notes right here, it's gonna be close to around that area, so it's easy to just figure. But he knew that shit right away, and he was very like one day, just like, yo, teach me how to do tabs a little bit. I was like, all right. I just taught him something simple, and dude, this guy just took it to a different fucking level. I mean, I swear to God, this guy's just ridiculous. Like, he took it to a different level. Like, I just can't believe it. Love you. You're the man. It's true, but like,
You guys need a bro hug after this.
But like, seriously,
Later.
But like, literally, what happened was like,
Don't watch things.
but literally, what happened was like, you know, and I also learned off of him too. You know what I mean? Because like, he started learning things that I didn't know, and he would teach me, and then we learned off of each other. So we kind of grew into playing music together, which was an awesome thing. You know what I mean? But at that time, we were all about just being hardcore punk. And then like, you know, it was good. It was a good time. We had great crowds and stuff, and we were playing. You know, I thought it was a lot of fun music. But as we got older, you mean like the music started changing a little bit, and the name wasn't really sticking a lot. Everybody was always confusing us for biohazard. They're like, oh, you're biohazard, you're biohazard. I'm like, no, we're biofeedback. We're biofeedback. And the way the name actually came up was, Ryan, you tell them about how biofeedback came up.
So I had this thing for a little bit where like, I would like try to get ideas for things, and I think like you said before, like when you're writing, the best way to like come up with ideas, like you'll like when you read things, you think of words you just never would have thought of
It's
on
not in
your own.
your vocabulary.
So I had this book, and I'm like, dude, this is cool because it's totally random shit that just like there's no connection really with them. So like the whole thing was it's all newspaper clippings from the week the Titanic sank, like literally like photocopies of the newspapers. So there's all these other side articles that don't have anything to do with each other. And there was a headline in there that said, and I would just pull ideas out of this fucking book. There was a headline in there that said, Thieves Are About. And one of our friends was like, that's pretty cool. Like, jot that down. Like, that's a cool idea for a band name, Thieves Are About. And then, like, I read off a list to Alfredo, and he was like, that one sounds really cool, actually, Thieves Are About. But, like, what could you add to it? Like, it's just, like, it's too brief. It's too blunt. It sounds like a wrong point or something. Like,
Yeah.
so he was like, you could say, like, one Thieves Are About. And I was like, hey,
Cha-ching.
it's a catchy name.
Dollar signs.
Yeah, dollar signs. The rest is history. I mean, we're here in this multi-million-dollar crib.
Yes. Very luxurious.
You know,
the crib
Turtle tank
that you
right
have to rub two.
I'm just a line cook by choice. I just do it just.
You have to rub two cables together so the doorbell rings.
No, but that was pretty much, that's how the name came along.
Yeah. We grew out of the name biofeedback, and we were like, we need to change. With the maturity came the name as well. We need something that was going to stick.
Yeah, and it's true. Like the music changed because, like he said, we were more like all about like just hardcore, like kind of dissonant sounding like chord progressions that like and just fast and lots of screaming and shit. And
Which
like,
isn't bad.
Yeah, I mean we still love listening to that kind of music, but it's like we started listening to more things like as time went on, and we wanted to kind of explore the idea of doing like hardcore music that's also melodic at the same time, with lyrics that are a little bit more like for lack of a better term, like not cryptic, but like more like just like some kind of deeper shit, and try to like make hardcore music that has texture to it both musically and lyrically. And we thought that it was the best time, like, okay, new name, we have a batch of new songs, we'll self-release an EP. We put out an EP called The Stipulations That Come With Existing. which some of those songs like stuck with us like later on. That was kind of a rough, like a demo almost, if anything. Beyond that, then we started. We got our new. Well, he's not our new drummer. We've been with him so fucking long now, but
He was our new drummer at the time, which
yeah,
was
like
2010.
after biofeedback, like the other guy George was with us for a little bit. Josh came in. He started playing with us. We did a few songs in his basement as a demo. It was like just like a summer demo, just to hand out at shows and stuff. Some of those songs bled over into another EP. A Challenger EP was like 6 songs, and then that's when we were like, okay, like some of like, because the songs kind of bled into one another, so we're like, okay, let's fucking make like, we need a whole new EP of just like, and we went through some lineup changes too. I'm trying to like run through this shit because I see, you know what I mean. We gotta get through this.
Nah, take as much time as you want.
But we went through like a bunch of lineup things, and you know, Alfredo and I were writing, and you know, we switched off drummers, and our drummer was playing guitar for a little bit, and that was like really weird. And we tried out some drummers, and like I was thinking about trying to play guitar and getting a bass player, like all this fucking like crazy stuff. And I met Mike through Autobiography of Man.
Whoa, I came into the story.
Good morning, Mike.
Here you are.
Hello,
Here you are.
Say hello to the masses.
And it's funny. So Fredo put up a Craigslist post like in the midst of all this shit.
Trying to save. Well, not trying to save. We were still playing
You
the
were
previous.
trying to save the band. Yeah, you definitely were.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fuck you. But he put up an ad and Mike responded to it actually, and I had no idea about that because as cordial as Mike and I were with each other, and we always, you know, we had good times playing in this other band. I couldn't believe it, like, because Fredo was like, "Yeah, I got a hit on that Craigslist ad."
We got a few hits, you know. People like. It's,
Well, yeah, we got hits, but the one he told me about was Mike. You know what I mean? Yes. It was great. And it was
Yeah, because the first thing I asked him after I played for the band, I'm like, "What's your band? Can I check your band out?" And he's like, "When Thieves Are About." I'm like, "Oh, wait."
I applied for that in
Ryan's
Craigslist.
band was When Thieves Are About.
And it's funny too, because Josh.
You have the same band name.
There's
So-
2 bands out there called Winter.
Right. And they both have a guy like that guy that works at Starbucks. It's funny because the way I met Josh is crazy too. So when I met Josh, I had learned how to play drums. From like I got a shitty drum set and I set it up in my grandma's basement, and so I taught myself how to play. And I really wanted to play drums in a band, and I didn't want to do anything nuts, but I was like, I know I want to play drums in a band. Just want to play like one show. I'd love to play like every once in a while, you know, with a band. So I put an ad out on Craigslist like long before Mike came to the band.
we were still about feedback.
Yeah, we were still biofeedback. No, we were When Thieves Are About. Thieves Are About, yeah. I put an ad up and I'm like, hey, like, I've never played live drums, love playing, guitar players, bass players, whatever, hit me up. These are the bands I like. Let me know if you're interested, whatever. I was living in Passaic at the time.
Josh wanted to play guitar.
So Josh...
Our drummer plays guitar too. He loves playing guitar.
So Josh,
Yeah.
Josh contacts me from my Craigslist ad. He's like, "Hey, I see you live in Passaic. I live right down the road. I'm in Clifton. You know, if you want, come by. Like, I have like a practice space in my house. Come by and jam. We can play some covers or whatever. I'm gonna do the same music as you." So I showed up. It's funny. We set up a meeting. Like, I played drums with Josh on guitar, and he's like, "Yeah, I got another guy coming. He's a bass player." Like, I met him on Craigslist too. I'm like, "Oh, cool, man. This is kind of fucking crazy. It's fucked up, right?" So this bass player guy shows up. I'm derailing. I'm sorry. This bass player guy shows up, and he just stinks of booze. He's super nice, but he just stinks of booze and cigarettes, and we're like,
Smell like goddamn liquor, bro.
yeah. So he's
Hardcore
like,
liquor, bro.
we plug him in, and like we're like, all right, guys, like so we're all plugged in, and we're all just kind of like sitting in that awkward circle, like, what do we do now? So I'm like,
That awkward silence.
I'm like, so Josh is wearing a Weezer shirt, and the bass player is like, he's like, oh, I really like Weezer. Like, you guys know any Weezer? And I'm like, yeah, like, I could play I'll do like the first 2-3 albums. I know a lot of that shit. And Josh is like, yeah, you know, like, my name is Jonas. I'll do whatever you want to do. Like, Say It Ain't So. I'll do Say It Ain't So. We can do Tired of Sex. The kid's like, yeah, the only song I know is like Beverly Hills. So we're like, all right, we could do Beverly Hills. So like we did it for like 10 minutes, like this 10-minute terrible rendition of Beverly Hills. And we're like, all right, let's play it.
Beverly Hills, that's where I wanna be.
Gimme. It's a scene, 3 notes over and over again.
You played a 3-minute song
Right.
for 10 minutes.
Dead in Beverly Hills.
How long can you do that for? So we did it way too long. And then we're like, all right, let's do like a No Use for a Name song. He's like, yeah, the thing is, I only know like Beverly Hills. And we're like, that's a Weezer song, asshole. So you know any No Use? And he's like, literally the only song I know how to play on bass is Beverly Hills.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was like, guys,
Did he play that song good at least?
It was good.
Was he just drunk or did he really?
No, he was. It actually wound up turning out really awkward and sad. He's like, guys, I'm just like an alcoholic. I'm super depressed and I need to do something with my life, and I thought it would be really cool to play in a band. I'm gonna go.
Oh my god!
And me and Josh are like,
wow, that's a good story.
you should go. You should go. And then I stayed in touch with Josh. I mean, if anything, to make fun of their like miserable life.
I appreciate that level of honesty. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, poor guy. I hope he's all right. Anyway, but that's how I met Josh, and we played in a band for a little while, and it turns out the kid is fucking sick at drums. So when we needed a drummer for when Thieves Are About, I'm close with Josh. I'm like, why don't we'll have Josh like come in and sub in, and he wasn't used to playing in bands, so he was a little rough around the edges, but he came through like really tight, like in the end. And he's gotten better over time.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Didn't he also meet Alfredo independently of you?
Yeah, he did.
I actually did. I went to a party and I was chilling there and I was talking about my band. The funny thing is, my fraternity brother, all right, he's my big.
Oh yeah.
His name is Joe. He took me to a party in Nutley, and I was there and I was hanging out, like doing like my thing and stuff. And then this one kid was talking about that he really liked punk rock music. So Joe said he's in a punk rock band. You should like talk to him. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, man. I started talking about my music to him and stuff, and I told him that we were in what Thieves Are About. But Josh like was kind of like on the side. He didn't know like what we were talking about, and like he kind of came over after, and I told him that I was in the band. He's like, oh, dude. He's like, you're in Ryan's band. And I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah, like I am in Ryan's band. Like Ryan's my best friend. You know what I mean? Like yeah. And he goes, dude, that's crazy. He's like, all right, cool. And that's how him and I started talking a little bit. But that was it, and that's where it stayed at. And then I saw him again because Ryan was always hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. But
All right, so you three got together, and then Mike decided to join after Autobiography of Man, which the funny part is another member in this room was in Autobiography of Man.
Yeah, that's me.
This is
also,
crazy.
yeah.
This is 7
And
of Jesus. Right?
Autobiography of
In
Man.
life.
Which one of us is Jesus?
Mark.
Dude, that band got started with an audition.
By me. I was managing them at the time.
I show up to this place, like, I've tried it for bands before. Usually it's just the band, like, hey, what's up? Your tryout. I show up, and there was a guitar player and some dude. Like, oh, hey, I'm John. I'm going to be, like, watching over. I forget what he said.
I'm
Like,
gonna be watching
all right.
your ass,
Yeah,
bitch.
you're like playing, two guys playing instruments, and then this other guy just, like, sitting there, like, watching, critiquing, I guess. So, yeah, so we all know each other, kind of.
We are all connected in this room somehow, some way.
Ryan joined Autobiography of Man to help out on bass because we didn't have a bass player.
That's right.
And he wouldn't stay permanently.
No.
Gee, I wonder why.
The full circle.
It is a full
What
circle.
do you think about it?
Yeah.
Craziness.
Nah.
Although TFL and Wheatland Thieves have never played a show together.
No.
No. Wait.
We were
Yeah, we
almost. No, we almost did.
No.
Autobiography and Thieves did.
Yeah.
At Mexicali.
That was
Yep.
my last show with Autobiography.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was
yeah.
the release show too. That was like whatever release it was.
That was our last show with Frankie. Right?
Yeah. Very odd.
Yeah, it kind
Mike?
of makes sense as well.
Did you have something to do?
Mike sabotaged.
I think Frankie sabotaged it.
Yeah, man. But it happens.
Holy crap!
Where's Frankie? Did he go to like Brazil or something?
I don't even know.
He's just he's a good dude. He's
He's a
living
good
different
guy,
life
man.
now.
You know,
so.
I love Frankie, but things happen.
It sucked when he left, but now we got your fucking ass. So
I gotta deal with him, man.
I just patted Michael on the head.
Yes, for those who can't see at home, which is everyone. So, anyways, you guys have been a 4-piece for how long? The 4 of you together since 2013, was
Yeah, 2013.
Damn, it's been that long.
2 years.
it?
Well, go on.
2 around 3 years. All right. Any random shows stick out in your head? Like maybe something happened. I know you guys played the Meat Locker quite a number of times.
Is that your favorite venue to play at?
No.
No, not
Good.
really.
Okay, so all right, who actually likes that venue?
I think Ryan and I are okay with Meat Locker.
I completely hate playing there.
I know.
No,
I don't know. I'm kind of over.
I'm not a. It's not. I'm not a fan of the Meat Locker. It's just that you just asked, "What's your favorite venue?" Would you say the Meat Locker is your favorite venue? I was like, "No, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not." You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like this.
do I not? Do I like to play there? Yeah, sure. I like to play any show. You mean any show that's gonna, represent and play our music and is willing to let us play somewhere? Of course, yeah. Like, why not? But if you're gonna say what's my favorite venue, I can name a lot. Like, you mean like.
If
Playing
you had to
Webster
pick-
Hall is the shit, man. Like, playing the studio at Webster Hall is awesome. We played there a bunch of times.
I have never played there. So
Would that be
get a show there?
Sorry.
would that be better than Starline?
Sound-wise, yes. I wasn't really happy with the sound at Starland, to be honest with you.
Really? Well, yeah.
At that time.
Well, when you're-
Starland's taken over by totally different people now.
Yeah, but when
at
you're-
that time, it was owned by other people.
Mhm.
But the sound now at Starland, I've been to shows now recently in Starland. It sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the show at that time, it wasn't. I didn't really like the sound of it at all. I think it sounded like caca.
I also feel when the opening bands, they don't get.
The sad part about it is we weren't an opening band.
No?
No, there was like another 3 bands in front of us,
Mhm.
and then we played, and then there was another 2 bands, and then Powerman 5000. There was a lot of, you know what I mean? But
A lot of bands.
you
It
were
was,
there.
it was
You
very
remember
it was
that.
very diverse too. There was
You
like
remember
metal
that.
bands.
You
and
were there.
like,
Yeah, you were there. It wasn't just like we didn't start off. It was a lot. You know what's the best part? The best part is that basically when we were there, we were playing. After we were done playing, everyone left.
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite things ever. And, right? Like we brought the most people.
I didn't
and
stay for
everyone left.
Powerman.
Nobody stayed. I
No.
felt really bad.
Yeah, but they made money off your tickets, so I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Jokes on us. Bitch.
Wait, so the guy in Powerman was what? The son of Rob Zombie?
No.
How are
No,
they
he's the
related?
brother
No.
of Rob Zombie.
Brother,
No,
I'm
was
sorry.
it
Yes.
Rob Zombie or
Yeah,
no?
Rob
You
Zombie,
must be the
Powerman
Static
5000.
guy.
No, Powerman 5000. It's the brother of Rob Zombie.
Spider.
Spiders.
Yeah.
But
Do you think that's his birth name?
no.
But it's with a Y.
It could be, you never know.
Spider.
Well, look at the Ultimate Warrior. His name was the Ultimate Warrior, right? Wasn't it Warrior?
Well, no, he changed it to Warrior.
You killed the fantasies of all small children. They don't really believe it was real. It was real.
Actually, we have no idea what his actual name was.
That's it.
Like he legally changed it to Warrior.
Right?
He couldn't get Ultimate Warrior since Vince owned it.
Oh, well.
So it's legal. Well, it was legally Warrior. I forgot he passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
That's his soul.
But,
So we haven't played a lot of ticket shows since I joined.
yeah, but we did.
One of them, and actually 2 of them were Such Gold. This band called Such Gold.
Of course.
I hadn't heard of them until we played the show with them the first time.
Oh, shit.
These guys love Such Gold.
Awesome dudes.
And now I
Yeah,
love Such
great
Gold.
guys.
Yeah, bro.
So we played the show with them at Dingbats. We had to sell 35-ish,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I was there for that.
A fairly reasonable
Thank you.
number.
You're welcome.
And the next day, we got contacted by your Bad Case of Big Mouth.
Yeah.
friends.
Brian.
Brian Wilson, man, I love him.
They were going to play with Such Gold in Staten Island, but they couldn't play the show, so we got a last-minute bill to play first in Staten Island after a work day.
Did you have to sell tickets or no?
No,
No, because you're a last.
We barely
Dude, it
arrived.
was last, like
Want to play in 2 hours?
minute,
Like bust ass, and then
Get on
play for
stage
15
and play.
minutes.
Get on stage and play. But we did. I think we played well, man. I personally think we played well.
It was worth it.
Because after we were done playing, you know what I mean, like, we talked to everybody, people were coming up to us, Such Gold. Dude, this is the one thing I gotta say about Such Gold, man. Not only do they play really good music, but in general, they're genuinely really down-to-earth, cool people, man. And it's really hard to find people like that, I'm being honest about that. You know, the only other people that I've really met that were, like that was, like, Daggermouth. They were such cool, down-to-earth guys, too, man. Like, they were so cool. They were an awesome band, man, and I really, really consider them like a really good band and one of my favorite bands, to be honest with you, in this type of music. But it's Set Your Goals, man. That's another band. Like, you know, we've played with them and they're awesome, dude. And I've seen them a bunch of times, and they've always like every single time I've seen them, they've always been super nice too, man. And they still remember me. It's a good thing, dude.
That was really cool playing with them. But we were biofeedback at the time, but it was just like being like so into a band, like at the time that you're so like into them, you know, like those bands that change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine like playing with them.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
at
know.
the time that they're
Trapped was a
changing your
huge
life.
influence on me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so it wasn't the greatest. Even though I was not a part of that whole situation, but I'll tell you that after. But
Yeah, but yeah, man. So that was really interesting. Like, just experiences like that. Like,
What was it?
the Swellers were really cool guys too, man. Like,
Yeah, Swallowers were cool.
Wilhelm Scream was cool as hell too, man. They were awesome too. They were. I mean, you know what's a good thing? Like, for example, we played with I Am the Avalanche twice.
I love Vinny Corona.
Yeah, we
It's
played.
incredible.
We played with them. Well, I actually met Vinny through Daggermouth. Actually, I went to a show that they were playing at in the Knitting Factory, and we were friends with Daggermouth already. So I went there with my friend Joe, and I was introduced to Vinny through Dan Don from Daggermouth.
Yeah.
And awesome, cool guy, man. And we played with him again in Connecticut, and we also played with him again at the Webster Hall. He's a really nice guy. Like I said, man, like you just. And the funny thing is, like, he's friends with Set Your Goals, who we also talk to. So you mean like everyone's like really like
Connected,
and it's cool, man. Like, and they're all really, really great guys, and I just feel it's good to know that the community like works like that. You mean to help each other out and stuff. It's sweet.
Yeah, but till Such Gold comes around, who I feel like are they're like standalone guys. Like they're nice to everybody, but they just show up, make you feel like a shitty musician because they're so fucking good, and then they just leave town like waving goodbye nicely, like the nice boys they are.
Yeah, man,
Rochester, New York.
They're really good, man. They're really.
But Mike playing with them, you dug it.
I did, yeah.
Feeling
I mean, I was just answering their actual question, which was about shows that stood out.
The two
To me.
yeah. That was,
So I figured I'd answer your questions, guys.
that was, there's a picture of Josh holding a red solo cup from the.
Is that from the Such Gold show?
That's from the Staten Island Such Gold show. Josh peas in cups.
Interesting.
You gotta do sometimes when like you're out on tour
Or in the studio.
or in the studio.
Bring extra
Or
bottles.
in the studio.
with the working bathroom.
How funny would it be? I brought this up at the studio because it's one room with a sound room. You know what I mean like you go inside and you can like
Yeah, there's a booth and a mixing room.
It's a
mixing
garage.
room. Yeah.
It was a garage. They built it into a studio.
Yeah, but I was like, it was just funny because there's no bathroom in there, and it's like, wouldn't it be hysterical if we just walk in and there's just like a random urinal just hanging off like the wall? You know, that'd be hysterical. But yeah, you know, pee.
I don't know. It's like shows are so random. Like I never really know what to expect.
What venue would you want to play at if you had a choice?
You know, I could only think of like novelty venues, like
You wouldn't want to play Madison Square Garden or
Who the fuck cares?
I don't know, just asking.
yeah. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it too. Why not?
Yeah,
I'll take
take
Prudential
it.
Center. Why not?
I want to play like
Crazy?
I like to play like
course.
Gilman Street just to say I played Gilman Street. And,
Like
you know,
Arlene's Grocery type of deal.
Yeah. I got to play ABC No Rio in another band that was really cool. Like just shit like that. Like
Just say you did it, dude.
Yeah,
just to say you did it.
There's this venue I just discovered in Brooklyn called Rough Trade.
Oh yeah, no, Rough Trade, yeah.
It's you guys don't know. It's
Actually, Killswitch is playing there.
the vinyl. They're playing there, really?
Yeah.
They're doing like a 5 or 6 run New York City
That's fucking
shows.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's like this little small venue. It's not much bigger than Terminal 5, and it's got a vinyl record.
Terminal
store.
5 is gigantic.
Really?
I mean, it's not much smaller than Terminal. It's smaller than Terminal 5. You're right.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's got like a vinyl record store in the front. You just walk through that to get to the stage.
So it's like vintage vinyl in front and like a stage in back.
Is it? I don't know if it's vintage. It's kind of hipsterish. To be
No,
honest.
I meant vintage vinyl in where is it?
Was it Edison or some shit?
Yeah, somewhere down there,
South
yeah.
Jersey.
Oh, I don't. Never heard of it.
Oh yeah,
I went there once. It was cool.
same here. Actually, went with Mark once.
He's Jesus.
There he is.
What? God, show me the way. Jesus walks with me. Okay, so we just brought up Kanye, so I think it's time to wrap things up. So, guys, you have the show coming up. When was it? Friday, Saturday in Lyndhurst?
Saturday. It's
It's
emo night. Emo revival night.
Emo Revival Night. It's the same guy who used to put on NJ shows back in the day. Kevin, he's a great guy. Plus, it's open bar from 8 to 10.
Yeah,
Free
awesome,
admission.
dude.
Guy, come on out. I think you're playing with. I don't even
Play
know.
with
If it's
franchise, bro.
On
Franchise.
Friday? You said Friday?
Saturday.
this Saturday
Saturday.
coming up.
Friday's your show. I'll be there.
Yeah. Friday's my show, but Saturday's my birthday where I'd come out.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm going to New York City.
Why? Why would you do that?
Why are you going to New York City?
bar at our show?
What are you doing?
That's true.
Yeah.
Going out to
Going
dinner
there?
and shit.
What's in the city that you're going to?
I don't know.
Don't say Dave and Buster's.
No, I'm not going to Dave & Buster's there. Nah, we like to go to the city, so I'm going out and I'm going to pick the most expensive restaurant. I don't know.
Del Frisco's.
Just going to go hang out, yeah. But,
Do you have
All
any
right.
fast questions or
Yeah, what
Fast
did you not
questions.
ask us? We'll give you short answers.
We'll give you short answers right now.
short answers. All right. Music products that you'd like to recommend or any interesting products that you're using right
Well,
now.
what do you play?
Well, no, like, is there, like, for instance, a Zoom camera? Anything that's unique that you use that it's like not mainstream products that you would recommend to.
I actually
Just
play a
someone-
Line 6 amp. It's pretty good.
It's actually really good.
No one thinks it's good. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's the only tube amp they ever made.
But it's actually, I think it sounds really good. You know what it is though? It's because when you bring the amp in, you're like,
Line
6.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
when you turn, you're like, whoa, this
Yeah,
thing
it's-
fucking kicks ass.
It's
you
not
know?
a popular if you don't hear Marshall or Mesa Boogie. Or
Well, that's the thing. Or orange. You mean
Yeah.
orange sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I actually rock a Marshall JCM.
Dual Super Lead?
Yeah, super dual lead.
2000.
2000 Power Band 5000.
What?
Yeah, out of a half stack. You mean?
Rock your
It's
sound.
1960. Ken.
And what do you play, Ron?
I got this thing that is amazing.
It sounds awesome though.
I just can't believe that it sounds so different than it did when I didn't have it. Like, I don't know how I lived without a Sansamp pedal for the bass.
Mhm.
Like, it's just like you just hit a button to happiness, man. It's just fucking like and you can get any tone out of it that you want. Like, it has distortion on it. Like, I keep that kind of like medium a little bit, and then like it has a presence. You crank up your presence. It sounds like it's tubed. It's fucking awesome.
What?
Sansamp P bass.
What brand was it? Sansamp. That's
Sansamp.
That's the name.
Thing. It's made by somebody. I don't know.
Somebody makes
I just knew I wanted it. So, you know?
Yes, Mike. Someone does make it.
What other genre like band that would you play in if you weren't in a punk band? So if you had any other choice, what would it be? Metal? Would it be country? Hip hop? I know that's
I would have
probably.
wound up in a screamo band.
Would have wound up, or like at this point, I don't know.
Mike, you would be metal, right?
I'd definitely be metal. Yeah.
Alfredo, you?
I think I would. I think I would be more like towards like the Beatles kind of sound. I think. That's that's
Well,
like
what
my
Beatles
favorite
sound?
band.
That's a complete opposite, though.
What Beatles? Like we talking early on? We talking experimental?
I don't know, man. I guess like all of it. Like something like around that kind of era. You know what I mean? Like Beach Boys, Beatles kind of deal. I'm very into like the classic rock kind of stuff. So I'll probably go
guitar
out.
playing, lots of harmonies.
Yeah, probably. Sounds familiar, right?
Sounds familiar, right? But yeah, that's what I'm into. So I do that. But besides that, I really like melodic. I like all different kinds of music. I can go from that to like old school hip hop, Slick Rick the Blues Band, Wu Tang, Wu Tang. But yeah, man, freaking awesome.
All right.
All right, let's wrap things up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
and doing
you.
this.
Thank you, man.
Of
Thank
course.
you. It really means a lot.
Now we like to play a song from the bands we interview at the end of the show. What song do you want us to play for you guys?
We want you to listen to every single song we ever put out and then pick the best one.
Okay.
I don't know what song, guys. Make it snappy.
All right, we'll
Stones.
go 30 Stones, and I'll do a little brief 15-second intro of like Tidal Waves.
Yay!
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you
There we go.
guys. Sorry our answers are really long.
Who gives a shit?
No, thanks
This
for
was a
the-
blast.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, cool, man.
Thanks for the interview.
All right, so any plugs, Dan?
Nope.
Well, you have to.
All right, just check out my band Dead Tight on Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I know you guys are probably getting tired of me plugging the same bands. So, yeah, just check out also Win Thieves and Biofeedback. No, I'm just kidding. They don't exist anymore.
Don't listen to them.
Yeah, One Thieves, you can find them on Facebook. They're also on Twitter, WTAANJ Pop Punk. I think I got that right?
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
You
That's
get an
another
A+ and a star.
Oh, gold star.
And a salad tossing.
Ooh, we better wrap this up. So, anyways. So, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Behind the Barricade. Twitter, Behind the Cade, CADE. Instagram, same shit. SoundCloud, we'll be up on iTunes soon. Thank you guys for checking us out. Later.
Peace.